Hey, peace and blessings, family. It's Nero here, and this video is going to be a re-upload of me talking about the moon in Gemini. And at this point, we already know. If you're watching my videos, you're loyal to my channel, and like my channel, you already understand what the moon represents. So we're just going to get talking about the moon, the sign, and this one, the sign of Gemini, as has already been said. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, the moon in Gemini, for the most part, as we already know, the moon represents your emotions. What brings them, what brings them comfort and stability, how you like to or brings you that nourishment, how you like to be nurtured, things like that. And then also rules. It also is associated with the way you react and respond to the world that you are in a nutshell. Now you place this into the sign of Gemini. What is Gemini? Gemini is air. Intelligence, communication. Being relatable, and then they're mutable, and that's changeable and adaptable. And then air, with the thinking, and that's more third house because Gemini is third house, and then because when you think of Gemini, you can think of third house too. What's third house? Your surroundings, because Moon in Gemini, or rather, third house energy is Gemini energy, and then Mercury energy is associated with third house and Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini, but that's excess details, and I already go over all that. But it's here for those who may end up coming across this and didn't know that. Now you know. But yeah, you put the moon with all that. What this means is that a person with a Gemini moon, they're gonna being aware of the surroundings, whether that might be their mental mind, their thinking mind, or their external surroundings and the people, places, and things in it. Being aware of these things is what brings them emotional fulfillment, and how they go about doing that, is through is the Gemini energy. They get their needs get their needs of being aware of the surroundings met by making changes and being flexible and adaptable to what the people, places, and things, whether it's within their mind, or outside their mind, whichever way it goes. And in order to do that, and I probably just tongue twisted myself, but yeah, they do that by they do it. Yeah, I already said that they do it by being changeable and adaptable. Sorry about that. Now, that's it for the most part. So, what's the good thing, about this placement, and what's the bad? So the good thing about this placement is that these people are naturally curious individuals, and and not only are they naturally curious, they're also naturally spontaneous because they like spontaneity, adaptability, change, um, and that's a good, this is a good thing for the most part, because the good thing about it is that it never makes them stubborn and rigid, unable to change and expand in some way, shape, or form. So that's always good. But now, what else is there? And that's the good part, ultimately. Mm, I'm overthinking things, but yeah, those are some of the good qualities. They're spontaneous, always able to change, always like change. Now here's the bad thing, because this one of the first things is that this can definitely lead to overthinking everything and questioning too much, but that's natural because of the sign that the moon is in, so that can't be helped. It's just a discern. It really comes down to discern whether or not something is worth putting like details and analysis and critique into, and that can get into Virgo moon too. We're not in that one, so yeah, that's one thing. But ultimately, with that one, with this one, the bad thing about it, kind of like Sagittarius moon, to an extent, because they're both mutable signs, and they both like to expand their awareness of their surroundings. One of the main things between Sagittarius and Gemini, as far as the surroundings are concerned, is that Sagittarius is goes abroad, while Gemini likes to be local. But yeah, that's like one little difference. But what's the one bad thing about having the moon in either of these signs? Something that just naturally happens because they like to change and expand. One of the bad things that can happen, with this placement, and it's like usually at earlier and more unconscious stages, is that they because they don't like to they don't like to be I won't say routine is the word. Some people can't say routine, but because they don't like really to be too committed to anything, it can lead to indecisiveness, not knowing which way to go, being too interested, you know, curious or invested in multiple things. So that's the bad thing. You know, not knowing not knowing what to put the foot down on and what to stand in, things like that. Y'all know where I'm going with that, so I won't really, you know, overthink that, put too many details into that. So I'm not trying to work on these videos so that they stop being, you know, less, you know, nervous and more grounded. So yeah, self-consciousness is everything. But yeah, I was saying that one, just gotta learn what's, you know, just gotta learn to, you know, stick to something and get into it and not try to be into everything, because that always ends up, you know, with them getting, you know, with either Sagittarius or Gemini moon getting scatterbrained and not know, you know, and then getting lost in their surroundings and not, you know, mastering and overcoming the surroundings. But that gets into other things. But yeah, so with these things being said, you guys, this is gonna be my this is gonna be like a retake on Gemini moon because the last one didn't have any audio. So yeah. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, cool. If not, cool. But more so importantly, as I always say, if you have feedback or criticism that you would like to add, constructive criticism, please feel free to go ahead and add that, because that will help me serve you guys better. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. You guys have a good afternoon. Have a good Friday. And I love y'all. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.